Was the phone call from President Trump to the President of Ukraine legal? The answer may surprise you. Hi, thanks for watching today. I want to get into this phone call that is leading to an impeachment inquiry between President Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine. Now, this happened the day after the Mueller investigation over the summer. And the reporting on this phone call is much, much different than the actual phone call itself. In fact, I was shocked when I read the transcript on how different it was than it's being presented in the press. But first, I want to give you a little background and a disclaimer. Right off the bat, I am not a lawyer, okay? I do have a cup of coffee and a fancy microphone, which makes me a legal expert. I've dated lawyers, but I'm not a lawyer, so this is just my expert legal opinion, okay? But let's get into this phone call, because it's so amazing. I'm seeing how this is being reported, and I decided to check the phone call out for myself, and it's nothing like what they say it is. Now, I am going to bring up something that you may not have heard of. Did you know there was a treaty between the United States and Ukraine on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters? It's only 21 pages, and what the heck, I'll leave a link for it in the description. You can read it for yourself. But it was signed into law by somebody named Bill Clinton. This was November 10th, 1999, and there was a senator by the name of Joe Biden that was in Senate when this passed. So I find that interesting. In this treaty between Ukraine and United States, it allows for the leaders to ask for help or assistance in acquiring documents and looking into corruption. So if you were to call the leader of that country and ask them to look into some corruption, that would be right in line with the law according to this treaty. So keep that in mind. But we're going to get to the treaty. Now, one thing that I think is really interesting, the flag of the Ukraine is light blue on top, like sky blue, and yellow underneath it. And what it is symbolic of is the blue sky in Ukraine, and Ukraine's always been an agricultural country, and the yellow are fields of wheat. I find that really fascinating and a fun way for them to come up with their flag, but that's a way that you can remember what the Ukraine flag looks like. But let's look into this document. Now, it was released, unredacted, nothing crossed out, and I want to go through that right now, and let's find out if any of this sounds illegal to you, okay? So let's go through the transcript, shall we? President Trump, congratulations on a great victory. We all watched from the United States, and you did a terrific job. The way you came from behind somebody who wasn't given much of a chance, and you ended up winning easily, it's a fantastic achievement. Congratulations. To which President Zelensky replies, "You're absolutely right, Mr. President. We did win big, and we worked hard for this. We worked a lot, but I would like to confess to you that I had an opportunity to learn from you. We used quite a few of your skills and knowledge, and we were able to use it as an example for our elections. And yes, it is true that these were unique elections. We were in a unique situation that we were able to achieve a unique success. I'm able to tell you the following. The first time, you called me to congratulate me when I won my presidential election, and the second time, you are now calling me when my party won the parliamentary election. I think I should run more often, so you can call me more often, and we can talk over the phone more often." Now, I just want to say that I think President Zelensky is doing a fantastic job of relating to Trump. In fact, the language that he uses sounds just like Trump. So I can understand why Trump would like him. Trump laughs and says, "That's a very good idea. I think your country is very happy about that." President Zelensky replies, "Well, yes, I tell you the truth. We are trying to work hard because we wanted to drain the swamp here in our country. We brought in many, many new people, not the old politicians, not the typical politicians, because we want to have a new format and a new type of government. You're a great teacher for us, and in that." And again, he's using Trump's vocabulary. This is fantastic. If you want to get something from Trump and you use his vocabulary, the president of Ukraine is doing a fantastic job here. Trump replies, "Well, it's very nice of you to say that. I will say that we do a lot for Ukraine. We spend a lot of effort and a lot of time, much more than the European countries are doing, and they should be helping you more than they are. Germany does almost nothing for you. All they do is talk, and I think it's something that you could really ask them about. When I was speaking with Angela Merkel, she talks Ukraine, but she doesn't do anything. A lot of the European countries are the same way, so I think it's something you want to look at. But the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine. I wouldn't say that it's reciprocal necessarily, because things are happening that are not good. But the United States has been very, very good to Ukraine." Well, so far, have you heard anything illegal, right? Have you heard anything that you've heard in the main media? I haven't. This is an interesting conversation. I see nothing wrong with it so far. And Zelensky replies, he says some stuff. I don't need to read all of it. I'll put it on the screen here. And Trump replies, "I would like you to do a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. I guess you have one of your wealthy people, the server. They say Ukraine has it. There are a lot of things that went on, the whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people. I would like to have the Attorney General call you or your people, and I would like you to get to the bottom of it. As you saw yesterday, the whole nonsense ended with a very poor performance by a man named Robert Mueller. An incompetent performance. But they say a lot of it started with Ukraine. Whatever you can do, it's very important that you do it, if that's possible." Now, so far, it just sounds like he's asking him to look into some corruption, which is in line with the treaty. This is not how it's being presented in the press, is it? I watch the Sunday talk shows, and it's amazing because this is nothing at all like what they're saying it is. Zelensky replies, "Yes, it is very important for me and everything that you just mentioned earlier. For me, as president, it is very important that we are open for any future cooperation." And he goes on to talk more and more about the cooperation. And the president replies, "Good, because I heard you had a prosecutor who was very good and he was shut down, and that's really unfair. A lot of people are talking about that, the way they shut down your very good prosecutor down, and you had some very bad people involved. Mr. Giuliani is a highly respected man. He was mayor of New York City, a great mayor, and I would like him to call you. I will ask him to call you along with the Attorney General. Rudy very much knows what's happening, and he's a very capable guy. If you could speak to him, that would be great. The former ambassador from the United States, the woman, was bad news, and the people she was dealing with in Ukraine were bad news. So I just want to let you know that." The other thing, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the Attorney General would be great. Biden went about bragging that he stopped the prosecution. So if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. Now, this is the thing that they're saying, oh, Trump is asking a foreign leader to investigate his political rival. He's asking to look into something that Joe Biden actually did. I made a video on this back in May, and if you were a subscriber to my channel and saw this video, I did a fact check about Joe Biden. And I actually talked about this video that he bragged on stage, on camera, about strong-arming Ukraine into firing a prosecutor who was looking into the business that his son was on the board of. You probably haven't seen this clip in the press, so here it is.
I was, not but it just happened to be, that was the assignment I got. I got all the good ones. So I got Ukraine. And I remember going over convincing our team, or others too, convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
Again, Trump is asking to look into corruption, which goes right along with this treaty that the United States has with Ukraine. I see nothing illegal so far in this call. President Zelensky replies, I wanted to tell you about the prosecutor. First of all, I understand and I'm knowledgeable about the situation. Since we've won the absolute majority in our parliament, the next prosecutor general will be 100% my person, my candidate, who will be approved in the parliament and will start as a new prosecutor in September. He or she will look into the situation, specifically to the company that you mentioned in this issue. And he goes on to speak a little bit more about this. So, right now, it doesn't look like Trump is pressuring him. There's been all these claims that Trump was withholding money. Well, that's not true either. In fact, Zelensky said he was unaware that money was being held back. So again, what you're seeing in the news media does not reflect reality. And he finishes by saying, it was great that you were the first one who told me that she was a bad ambassador, because I agree with you 100%. Her attitude towards me was far from the best, and she admired the previous president, and she was on his side. She would not accept me as a new president well enough. To which Trump replies, well, she's going to go through some things. I will have Mr. Giuliani give you a call, and I'm also going to have Attorney General Barr call, and we will get to the bottom of it. I'm sure you will figure it out. I heard the prosecutor was treated very badly, and he was a very fair prosecutor, so good luck with everything. Your economy is going to get better, and better, I predict. You have a lot of assets. It's a great country. I have many Ukrainian friends. They're incredible people. So Zelensky replies, I'd like to tell you that I also have quite a few Ukrainian friends that live in the United States. Actually, last time I traveled to the United States, I stayed in New York near Central Park, and I stayed at the Trump Tower. I will talk to them and hope to see them again in the future. And he goes on and really butters up Trump. This Zelensky is a fantastic politician. He's doing an excellent job in working with President Trump. Trump replies, good. Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. I will tell Rudy and Attorney General Barr to call. Thank you. Whenever you like to come to the White House, feel free to call. Give us a date, and we'll work that out. I look forward to seeing you. Zelensky replies, thank you very much, and I'd be very happy to come and would be happy to meet with you personally, and get to know you better. I'm looking forward to our meeting, and I also would like to invite you to visit Ukraine and come to the city of Kiev. which is a beautiful city. We have a beautiful country which would welcome you. On the other hand, I believe that on September 1, we will be in Poland, and I think we can meet in Poland, hopefully. After that, it might be a very good idea for you to travel to Ukraine. We can either take my plane and go to Ukraine, or we can take your plane, which is probably much better than mine. The president says, okay, we can work that out. I look forward to seeing you in Washington and maybe in Poland, because I think we're going to be there at the same time. Zelensky replies, thank you very much, Mr. President. And Trump ends with, congratulations on a fantastic job you've done. The whole world was watching. I'm not sure it was so much of an upset, but congratulations. To which Zelensky replies, thank you, Mr. President. Bye-bye. That's it. That's the entire transcript. Now, I did cut out a few things that President Zelensky said. It was on screen, and you can read that. But the point is, there is nothing in this that is being reflected in the reporting about this story. In my personal opinion, there is nothing illegal in this call whatsoever. If there's anything illegal, it's what Joe Biden did. But based on my expert opinion, I will tell you that there is nothing in this call that is illegal, nor is there anything in this call that is a crime or that could be impeachable. The entire thing is, frankly, a delusion if anyone says anything else, because this is the transcript. Now, they decided that they were going to move toward impeachment on Trump before the transcript was released. I've told you everything that Trump said. There's nothing in it at all that it is illegal. And I feel like I'm living in bizarro world, right? Clown world, because everything that I see in the media is the opposite of what I see with my own eyes. But perhaps I could be totally wrong on this. I have been wrong before. Experts can be wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.